Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 20th edition of the Holt Outdoors Podcast. I'm your host, Brennan Holt, and man, I can't believe that we have done 20 of these, met several good people, talked a lot of dogs and different scenarios, and it's been a lot of fun doing them so far. So thanks to everybody who's watching and listening. And we've got another good episode for you guys today. The second CCS match just went out. It went really well. Make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, go click the join button to become a member. Maybe Trey can put a link down here somewhere to do that. And yeah, it's starting to get fall time around here. Weather's getting nice. Coons seem to be moving a little better where I'm at, and my dogs are making a little progress. So we'll see how things keep shaping up. But it's getting to be that time of year where everybody loves to turn dogs loose. Weather's nice, and just if you guys have any questions, I will say this too. Just if you have any questions about joining or anything like that, send me a direct message. Just get a hold of us. We're more than happy to help. And but yeah, so today we've got a good guest on. We're going to talk a little bit of everything, I think, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So Bailey Bernal is joining me right now on the Holt Outdoors Podcast.
Hi.
Hey. Well, Bailey, I appreciate you coming on here, taking a little bit of time to just talk to this crazy guy about coon hunting.
Can't be too crazy. Look who my dad is.
Yeah, for people that don't know, I guess you could introduce your dad. Tell a little bit about your dad, and he was one of our first podcast guests on here, and his episode did really well, and he kind of got it kicked off for us in a big way.
Yeah, he is definitely a hoot. He I swear he needs his own show. He is just something else. But
yeah,
you experienced it.
for sure. Yeah, and her dad is Gary Magnus, and we had a good conversation. He's a wealth of knowledge as far as training dogs and talking about the old days, and I really enjoyed my conversation with him. He's been good to me. I drove all the way down there to Arkansas to meet him that one time and pick up a pup, and I enjoyed that conversation with him. But so tell us a little bit about yourself, Bailey. Where do you live? You got a family? Tell me all the good stuff about you.
So, Bailey Bernal. I live here in Gilmer, Texas. I've got family on my mom's side that's here in Texas. And then on my dad's side, in Arkansas and California. I'm a stay-at-home mom to a very feral 2-year-old little boy. Uh, I'm sure you've seen the pictures on Facebook of him.
Yeah.
Feral. Uh, started a business doing ads for people, keep them tree designed. And then I wanted to kind of pursue that with, something that's been in the family for so long, with coon hunting, and it's called Coon Dog Outfitters. I was, I'm excited about doing that. It's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a rewarding experience.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about your your different business ventures. The one you got going now, and plus your dad told me, when I talked to him about the designs you were making beforehand, and I want to talk about those. But tell me first, like, how does a woman, in a sport that's, dominated by guys, and I say dominated, I don't mean that in like a success way. I just mean
Yeah.
there's a lot more men out there,
Yeah.
going into the woods at night chasing dogs around than there are women. Um, so how did you get bit by the bug? Like, take me back, I guess, to, maybe you were a kid or whatever. What happened that, got you to really fall in love with it and continue to do it as you get older?
So when my mom and dad were together, my mom she bench showed. She did a lot for like during the competition hunts. My mom would do the bench showing, and then that night my dad would do the hunt with the same dog. And so my mom started doing that, and then she became a judge. But when man, I was a baby. I want to say I was like 2 months old maybe, and a little papoose out in the woods with my mom and
Yeah.
dad. And growing up listening to it, and I've always loved dogs. And I man, listening, I don't know. It's hard to explain it to somebody unless they've been there. But when you're in the woods and it's quiet and you hear your dog bawl and it just carries and echoes, that's what I don't know. That's what it like itches my brain, right? I don't know how to explain the feeling.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like
Exactly.
all the coon hunters will know, but like somebody who doesn't understand, just sitting there and it's just quiet and you hear, the owls, crickets, the frogs, and then it's just that long ball and just it's just carrying through, and it's
Yeah.
man, that's something.
Well, I mean, you said it perfect, but like for me, I grew up hunting and fishing,
Yeah,
turkeys, deer, all that, but I also loved dogs. Like, we had house dogs. We had a black lab and a beagle, and um, I love dogs.
yeah,
And whenever I was in high school, see, I didn't really learn about it until I got into high school. But when I got into high school, and I was like, I went hunting with a couple buddies. They told me, yeah, we got coon dogs, and they'll, you turn them loose and they'll go find a coon and run it up a tree. I was like, I don't know.
yeah,
Um, and but whenever I put those two things together, hunting and then the love of a dog,
yeah,
I was hooked. I
yeah,
mean, hooked. And yeah, like you said, there's nothing like, being out there on a calm night
yeah,
and hearing that hound's mouth and hearing them come on a tree, and it's really something that everybody should try at least once,
yeah. It is. My husband, he's never been coon hunting, and it was 2 days after our wedding we went it, and he he loved it. He was like, I want my own dog. I want. We got three of them, but
Yeah.
he was like, I want my own dog. Like he really enjoyed it. He was like, because when I was trying to tell him about it, he was like, what's the point in it? I'm like, bro, you just gotta understand. And like when he was out there and he heard whiskey, my dad talked about him on podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, when he heard whiskey and it just carried out, he was like, man, I fell in love with that. And I was like, see, like it's addicting, but like
Yeah.
I've always, deer hunting. My dad had GSPs.
Yeah.
Um, I growing like I think I was like 13, 14. I drew a big interest into duck hunting,
Oh.
and I was lab. I wanted a lab. My dad, he was like, no, and I wanted one so bad, and so I think it was my junior year. I'd found I was on my way home from school, and in the middle of nowhere, I'd found this little black puppy, and he's half lab. And I brought him home, and they was like, "No, Bailey, no." And he,
uh,
he passed away here about a year ago. He was 11. I've had him,
no.
up,
Wow.
and then I bought me a yellow lab, and I started training duck dogs
Oh,
back in 2019, 2020, and I had my duck dog. I trained him, and man, that dog, he stressed me out. But it was I guess my fault because I was also trying to train him during duck season because he was obedient. He knew his commands. He knew everything. But like
yeah.
he was like a you know
Well,
just
tell me about that. Like, because I've been, let's see, I went duck hunting one time. What I would call like a true duck hunt. Like we went to a conservation area and we drew out
yeah
for a blind, and we left the house at like midnight that night to get to the spot. Drew out, got the worst blind on the place, and saw one group of ducks that flew over our head, like what seemed like 5 miles over our head.
yeah
Um, and that was my duck hunting experience. Now, I did have a good goose hunt one time, but that's all that I've ever done as far as waterfowl hunting, and it didn't hit me. But I am curious as far as dog, you know, uh,
yeah.
the dog perspective. Like,
It,
what's that like training a dog for that?
I say it's stressful, but it is like man, it's like I said when you add a dog and hunting together, it's like I don't
The
know,
best.
it's the best literally. And
Yeah.
by Amita, right there in Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's where we'd hunt at. And flooded timber. If you go duck hunting again, hit up some flooded timber and
Yeah.
watching them ducks flock in between them tree lines. Man, that's something too. But training him, you know, there at Cane Creek, which there ain't really nothing there at Cane Creek in Arkansas in Star City. But it was good experience to kind of help work with him and train him and all that. But he got the hang of it, and he I'm not he was on fire, and that was probably one of the best dogs I'd ever had. And he he retrieved all the guys out there was laughing at me, but when he retrieved his first mallard, man, that was rewarding for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I'd
I,
say.
I cried, and they was like, "Bailey, on that serious." I'm like, I didn't have a kid then, and I'm like, "This is my kid, bro." Like, I put all
Yeah.
this work into this, and he
Yeah.
was fire, and he knew not to leave until I told him his name,
Yeah.
and um, it was,
How
man,
how about that? I mean, that brings up something, you know, people um I'd say a lot of people out there just look at, people like us that have
yeah,
hunting dogs. I'll
yeah,
put the air quotes around that they're mistreated, and sure, we got to be hard on them sometimes to get the best out of them, but uh that we love our hunting dogs.
yeah,
I mean, they are an extension of family, and that's, I mean, that's just a great point to what you said, is like your dog retrieved his first mallard, and it brought tears to your eyes because that's how much we care about them,
yeah, and it was just watching him out there work, and it's just like everything paid off, and it was. I mean, there was days where I'd work with him, and he was stubborn, and I had him where. So he was when we'd get the ducks back, there'd be like puncture holes in them, and
Mm.
he'd sit there and he'd bite hard and like puncture the duck.
Yep.
So working with him, I had this dog so trained that I'd tell him, I'll send you the video of it. I'd tell him go get me a beer off the ice chest, and he'd go and get a beer off the ice chest. But the first time he grabbed the beer, he squeezed it and it popped. And
Yeah. Yeah.
after that, it kind of like it wasn't no more puncture holes in the ducks or anything like that. He was
Hmm.
gentle, but Um,
Yeah, that's crazy.
he knew left and right. If I've seen the bird fall and he's out there looking, and I'd holler at him and get his attention. I'd tell him, that way or left, and he'd get out there and start working and get it. And he
Wow.
was, man, he was so awesome. He was good.
Yeah,
Good.
man. Yeah, it's impressive. And I don't know nearly as much. I don't hardly know nothing about coon hunting, but um, I don't know nearly as much on the retriever dogs. I
Yeah.
mean, but that I see a lot of those training videos, where they'll be putting what do they call them? The hard the
Bumpers.
yeah. They'll
Yeah.
be putting them in the mouth and working on them to have it centered up, instead of off to one side or the other. And yeah, that stuff is crazy. But
When I started, I had one bumper that Dad had given me, and I used, because I had horses, I'd use polo wraps.
oh,
They're polo wraps. And use
yeah,
that kind of, he was retrieving, so it didn't really matter. But
yeah,
putting duck scent in it, I'd take that duck scent and I'd shove it all in there, and I'd kind of like toss it over to the side, like we'd be walking, and if he's not paying attention, I'll toss it, and I'll have him, look at me and tell him there's a duck out there, like let him know,
uh-huh,
send him out there, kind of let him trust my word, and he'd follow it with scent and get it when I was working with him.
yeah, yeah.
But just so he'd trust me, if I told him like there's something over there, you better get to looking because it's over there. But
Yeah, that's cool. I I got a lot of respect for all the dog people. I mean, it's not easy to get uh a finished dog, or even one that that suits you, that does what you want it to do, and operates the way you want it to. It's not easy at all. But back to what you said about the flooded timber. you know I grew up watching Jury Outdoors, and the Lakoskis, and Real Tree, all those big deer hunting shows, and Primos.
yeah,
But Primos, them guys used to be kind of at the forefront of filming duck hunts.
yeah,
And I've seen some of those where them ducks are coming in through that flooded timber,
yeah.
and that does look pretty fun.
And and like right when like day breaks, right when you shooting hours and all that, and it's, oh man, it just make you so mad. Just a flock of them, some mallards and stuff, just flocking, and it's before shooting hours, and you're just watching
Yeah,
it playing right there, and you're just like, man.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but it's like right when the sun's coming up, and just seeing them, just it's still kind of dark in there, but the sky's starting to light up, and you just see them coming in, and we're working them, and uh I started blowing a duck call at 14, but
Mm.
that's some work right there too.
Yeah,
But it's something, you're working them ducks, and it's, man, kind of
it's
like
probably
listen to a hound out, your
yeah,
dog.
yeah. It's probably a little harder to learn to blow a duck call than it is a coon squaller.
Man, I had trouble. I was like, I can't. I bet I could blow a coon squaller, and I was like, what in the world? Like,
uh,
it took a minute for me to figure out that coon squaller.
well, take me back, I guess, to some, your coon hunting days. When did it really stick for you? Like, I love this, and I'm gonna always have a dog.
Um, I've always I've always had a, with coon hunting,
Mhm.
always had a love for coon hunting. Never really had time and to really kind of, I mean, I'd go with Dad, of course,
Yeah,
like, wanting my own dog and all that. I guess it was because I was more focused in on labs. And
yeah.
then after my lab had passed away, Echo, that was his name. Uh,
Hmm.
he had a heart attack. It was a,
Oh,
he had an enlarged heart in it. I think it was a heart attack or something like that. But
darn.
yeah, so he was young. He's 5.
Oh,
And
shoot. Well,
yeah,
sorry to hear that.
it's all right. It happened 3 years ago. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but I got him cremated. I was like, I ain't burying him because I had
Yeah.
planned to take the ashes and send it off and get a duck call made out of that acrylic stuff.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
I haven't done it yet, but no,
Yeah.
that coon hunting. After he had passed, um, I had my son, um, and kind of was more worried about being a mom. Well, then I was like, now that he's kind of, he's two, he can do a little bit
Yeah.
more. Um, I was like, Dad got me on them ads, and I was like, or on them groups, and I was starting to do them ads.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a man selling a dog, and I was like, called my, husband. I was like, hey, because I only had one dog at a time. It's my chocolate lab, and I was like, can I get another dog? He's like, what you want a dog for? I was like, I want a coon dog. And how much? He was like, okay. And then he was like, you gonna be able to do it? Because he works in the oil field, so he's gone 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's like, you gonna be able to take care of two dogs? And I was like, I got this.
Man, I tell you, that sounds extremely hard. Yeah.
It they ooh Lord, I got three now. I got that little pup, and then so four mouths out there feeding, But but no, it was I got that dog, and he was I think I sent you a video of him.
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
Yeah.
he Man, that sucker had a mouth,
Mm.
and I think that's what drew me in. I like a dog that's got a nice mouth. That's just a ball. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I like,
Mhm.
and plus I like a looker dog too, but
Yeah.
um I
It's
I got
easier to spend time on them if you like the way they look and
yeah
and like the way they sound for sure.
yeah I and with this litter with Dad, I picked I think like four puppies out of them, and then when they got a little bit older, ready to go, I was like, yeah, I changed my mind on that one. I want this one. And so, but no,
Yeah.
yeah, I had got that dog. Called Dad, told him. He was like, "What you want a coon dog for?" I said, "I'm about to start coon hunting, Dad." And it just like it's always been a part of me, and I just haven't been in a while. And I was like, "I'm about to start it up." He's like, "Okay," and the dog was in Arkansas, so I went down and visit with my dad, and we went and picked it up, and didn't really know much about the dog. Um, I knew he was his on his daddy's side was rodeo,
Mhm. Yep.
but other
Yep.
than that, the dude really he said that he's gamey, and so I was telling Dad about it, which at the time I didn't really know what half the stuff he was telling me, and so my dad
Yeah.
was like, "No," he said, "for your first dog, you don't sell this to somebody who can really hunt this dog and go like what this dog needs, I guess."
Yeah.
And so he was like, just take Whiskey back with you. I was like, I can't take Whiskey. He was like, yeah, Whiskey fine. Just take him back. And I I spoiled that dog. My dad, oh my God, he told me when we went hunting, he brought a female that was at a Frogger.
Yeah.
J-Lo, he'd sold her. But they had treed, and we cut him loose again. We went back walking to the truck. Well, he's 9 years old, and he's got cancer, and found out he's got cancer. But walking back, and I heard something running behind me, and I turned around. Well, it was Whiskey, and he passed me up, passed Dad up. I said, well, we're out there on the 10,000 acres. I said, he's gonna cross that gravel road and go on the other side. We got to the truck. He done loaded himself up and got in the dog box and was laid down, and he was hot. And
Mm.
I looked at Dad. I said, Dad, you think I ruined him? Because he was inside. Because my dad, he'd bring him in here and there, and he's house trained and everything. But
Yeah.
he slept in the bed with me until until my husband kicked him out the bed and had to get him a dog bed. But
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, you think I ruined him? He said, No, but you sure made him soft. I was like, but
Oh man, that's good.
he's I like Whiskey.
Yeah. Well,
They,
I mean, going back to, I've got, we've got, our daughter's 19 months old.
mhm.
Um, and it's kind of what you said, but it's the reverse. I'm asking my wife if I can buy a dog. And so, but I can't imagine. I don't know how you did that with, so you just have the one 2-year-old boy, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
then Whiskey, Max, and Sammy, and go out there before dark. And my little boy, he's out there because it's all fenced in yard, so
Yeah.
he's out there and his pull up and his little four wheeler riding around the yard while I'm cleaning kennels, feeding him.
Yeah.
So, or he's on his little trampoline, but
Yeah. It takes a very understanding counterpart to deal with someone that coon hunts. And my wife half the time is like, why are you in a bad mood? And I'm like, because these stupid dogs, it's like these dog get under my skin. And, it's that's pretty cool though, that you know you're the mom, and you're the one taking your son out, taking him coon hunting. That's pretty cool.
he, man, he loves it. Like when we trap a coon and work with the pup here and there, because I've heard stories and Dad's told me, don't put them too much on a cage coon because they'll start, you know, baying at a empty cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so here and there, I think I've got him on 3 cage coons so far, and then I bought a hide and working with him with that. But my little boy, if we've got that coon out there, he'll go over there and try to stick his hand in there, and I'm like, and there and start like kissing at it and whistling.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, that's fun, that's fun for him, I'm sure, and that's what it's supposed to be about. So, yeah, that's yeah, the
loves them dogs.
power to you for being able to do that.
Ooh, it's stressful.
Yeah.
But
Well, tell me about this pup you got right now.
um, he's out of Jack. Um,
Heavy metal jack attack, right?
Metal Jack Attack, who's out of
Yeah.
Shack.
Yeah.
Man, I hate that news of him passing.
I know. I heard about that too, and I don't know if you know, but I'm hunting a shack dog,
Mhm.
and when I kind of started getting back, I never got out of coon hunting, but I had the
Yeah.
same dogs for 13 years. The female is sitting on the couch right now. She's almost 14, but whenever a couple of years ago, I was like, I want to get into competition hunting.
Yeah.
I had to look for some young dogs because mine are retired basically. And I was looking around, and you hear about all the different lines and this and that. And I heard about Shy and Jen Cummings,
Yeah.
and met them a couple times, and just great people, and just easy to want to hunt something from their line of stuff, because they're great people, and there's a lot of great people out there, and they just happen to be just a couple hours from me.
Mhm.
And yeah, just sad news. I'm sure that dog impacted the Walker breed in a huge way, and his impact will be felt for a long time coming, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a reproducer. That was
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but yeah, that pup that I got, he's out of Jack, and he boy, he wild. But he's
How old is he?
17 weeks, and
17 weeks.
yeah, about to be 18. So what's that? 4 months? Ain't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, he but he is loud. Oh, he is so loud, and um watching him uh work on a track, sometimes he'll kind of let out, but like in the yard, when I'm messing with him or something.
Yeah.
But he's very leggy. He's got some long legs.
So
Um
he's gonna be a good built one then, sounds like.
he, but he's something else. But I really do like him. I'm glad I
Yeah.
picked him. I'm excited for where things are gonna go. I'm fixing to start working him on a bench because I want a bench show him too.
Yeah.
Um,
That'd be something there to, yeah. I would definitely, your dad's right. I mean, I'm not in a huge position to give people advice, but uh, I would just let him be as natural as he can be. And the only reason I say this is because I made this mistake with the first dog that I got when I got back into it, a young pup. And you know how it is. You want them to just start so bad, and
Yeah. And you
espe-
expect so much out of him too. Like I
yeah.
feel like that's me. That I expect so much out of him, but he's a pup. He's only learning.
And when you don't have a finished dog that you can just take hunting one night to kind of reset and see a couple of coons get treed, you're just everything is on that pup. And I did it. I worked him on a few cage coons.
Mhm.
Well, I say that I worked him on one. I let him see one, and then I turned a few loose for him, and he treated them. But then I did a couple drags and things like that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of that, but just for me in the future, I got a place where I can let them run loose. And that's what I'm going to do next time I have a pup. I'm not even going to show them a coon or nothing. They're just going to run loose
Yeah.
until they start just, treeing squirrels or whatever it is. But that's what I would say. And I'm not just saying that to you. I'm saying that to anybody that might be listening, is just be patient and just let them do what they're going to do naturally. And you can be very impressionable on a young pup at a young age. And for me, I just want them to be natural so I can see what they're going to be naturally without me influencing them.
Yeah. Also, like my opinion on it is I feel like a lot of young pups, they kind of like monkey see, monkey do. Like if you
Hmm.
older dog who knows what they're doing and you put them together. That's why, like in that video I had sent you of him, I have whiskey out there, um, and I let him go. Dad told me he was like, don't let him get up on the cage coon by himself because he was a little bit younger. He said it probably scary,
Yeah. Yep.
and I didn't do it. Those first two, and then this third one, and I had him. I don't do it every day. I'd space it out pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, this third one, he was starting to get right up on that cage and and that coon jumped back at it or jump at him, hit that cage, and he kind of run back around to a circle. And then it's so funny when he balls because he bobs his head. He's got a little bobble in his head, and it is so funny. But
Yeah.
no, I let him do it by himself. I was like, I'm gonna see what he does because he's starting to get a little bit more confident getting up on that cage.
Yeah.
So,
I bet you in a couple of months of just taking him to the woods, with another dog or whatever, I bet in a couple months he'll probably be,
yeah.
figuring it out for sure.
This Sunday we're definitely going. It's supposed to be in the 30s. I'm gonna take him with me, and let him run with whiskey because whiskey really don't go that far,
Yeah.
but let him go because he's like I said, he's a monkey see, monkey do. But I mean, when whiskey's there, it's kind of like it clicks more,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and all that.
And it's bred into them, it's just they've either got the natural instinct to do what they do, and or they don't, or people have, uh, ruined them by the time they're a year old by expecting too much. And uh, I didn't ruin mine, but I definitely expected too much.
Yeah,
And um, so it's just letting them do what they're gonna do. And the dogs are bred so uh, good today that I have a hard time seeing that. I would venture to say that the majority of dogs probably end up treeing coons. It's just, do some of them meet the standards that competition hunters want? Are they fast enough? Are they,
Yeah.
those certain things. But yeah, it's a lot of fun getting a pup and all the unknown and the anticipation. It's fun.
Um, yeah, it is, and it's something. He
The
is.
the biggest part is a lot of them are so independent that you can't even, like, when I started, we would just hunt them with another dog that was a good straight dog that wouldn't run trash, and that's how you got them started. But today, some of them are so independent that you turn them loose with a seasoned dog, and they just go over here, to the right 100 yards and do whatever they're gonna do, and it's some of them it's hard to get started that way.
Yeah, Dad. The same litter his brother, Dad kept him. He calls him Broke Toed Joe because I don't know if I told you the story, but
No.
she had 10 puppies, and that litter was 10, and he went in there with the little bucket, and because he would get in there, kind of help give the mama a break. He'd go in
Yeah.
there, bottle feed here and there.
Yeah.
With pull them off, he'd pull some of them off of her and put it with Sally because she had just had her litter a couple days later, and
Mm.
but he went in there with that bucket. Went to sit down on it, didn't know that puppy's little toe was up underneath there, and sat down and broke his toe. I'm not like their eyes
Oh,
closed, and
yeah.
his toe, it sticks out a little bit, so his name is Broke Toe Joe. And so
A
he
fitting name.
yes, but he goes off by it. He'll get out there, he'll take I think he kept like four of them, 4 or 3 of them, but he'll take them out there, and the other pups kind of run by, going together, and he's over there, by himself, doing his own little thing.
Yeah.
And
Yep. A lot of
but
people want those ones that are, doing their own thing.
hmm yeah, he's just ADHD right now. He goes off, and it's funny. He goes off and he kind of does his thing, and then he's just like, oop, and then just kind of. But he's still puppy,
Oh
so
yeah. Yeah.
ain't mad at him.
Right. Right. Well, I hope he turns out to be a good one. And so, what did you tell me the name of your pup?
Max, I called him. He's gonna be Bad Max Attack. Is what I'm thinking
Nice.
about. I don't know though.
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
like that.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Well, I hope Max turns out to be a good one, and you have a lot of fun with him. So.
yeah. I plan on it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Holt Outdoors. We've built a strong community so far, and now we're giving you more ways to connect, get exclusive content, and become a true part of the Holt Outdoors family. So let me break down our membership options. Let's start with our Holt Outdoors Fanatics tier for just $2.99 a month. This is where you get closer to the action. You'll receive loyalty badges that show your support, access to exclusive emojis, and get photos and status updates straight from us. You can even participate in members-only polls. And here's a great perk. You get members-only shorts. These are exciting highlight clips pulled directly from our full-length CCS episodes, giving you a taste of the best action. If you're looking for even more exclusive content, step up to Holt Outdoors Insiders for $6.99 a month. With this tier, you get everything from the Fanatics level and the Game Changer, members-only videos that include full CCS episodes. That's right. Every thrilling moment, every strategic move of the Coonhound Championship Series, completely uncut and at your fingertips. And for those who live and breathe coon hunting, we have the Holt Outdoors Diehards tier. At just $9.99 a month, this is the ultimate package. You get all the perks from the previous levels, plus member shoutouts on our videos, and access to member-only live streams where you can interact directly with us. Of course, you also get members-only videos that include all CCS episodes, guaranteeing you never miss a single minute of our flagship competition. This is for the truly dedicated. So whether you're a fanatic, an insider, or a diehard, there's a Holt Outdoors membership waiting for you. Click the join button below to pick your tier and unlock your exclusive access today. We can't wait to see you inside the community. Well, let's talk about your businesses. I want you to save some of your best stories for the end.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there'll be good ones. But because the ones I got from your dad, they were good ones. So I'm sure you got some good ones. But so you started out, I'm sure a lot of people have seen the stud ads and all that stuff. You started out doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I started out doing that. And I after the Bella, everything for Bella going on.
Yes.
Have you heard the news on that too?
I have not. I've not heard anything.
The doctors believe that her cancer is like practically like dying out. She went in um for them to check her out and all that, and her tumors now went from an 11 to a 7, and it's shrinking.
Wow.
And so,
Wow.
I mean, God's doing His work on her. But
Absolutely.
seeing all the I helped out. I did the ads and all that, but I felt like I needed to do more too. And
Yeah.
then, a bunch of the stores like Conky's and I've always wanted to do it, and it just kind of pursued me a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
dog.
let me say this real quick, because if anybody's watching or listening to this that's a new um, follower or viewer of this show, go back and listen to the episode with Justin Eastep and hear the story about Bella and what she's going through. And, also I'm sure Justin is still providing updates and things on his Facebook page. So if anyone is listening to this that isn't familiar with that story, go to Justin's page. Just, familiarize yourself with it, because it's quite a story. And, a little girl could use help in every way that she gets, prayers and everything that could be done. So if you don't know about that, go check that out and listen to that. But sorry to interrupt you there. I just wanted to, if anyone is new, just to have an opportunity to still help. So
Yeah, Justin, me and him, we still keep in contact, here and there. He'll keep, and all that. He'll just, text me with updates and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
If I don't see it on Facebook, and it's been posted, he'll be like, "Hey, this." But no, seeing that, and I've always wanted to start my own business in something, and like like clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a hunting store. Well, then, I got into coon hunting again. I say again, but I I feel like I just started now by myself because all the other times I was with the dad.
Yeah.
So, doing that, I just started, doing those ads, and I started making designs, and I just kind of just ideas was popping in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I looked into making that business, and I wanted to kind of share to the community, a sport that I love, somebody who else loves too. Um,
Yeah.
and I, it just, ideas just started rolling in my head, and it'd be 4 in the morning, and I'm going back, going to bed, and then getting up at 8:30 ish with my son. But I'm sitting there because my mind's just
Yeah.
going. I'm wanting to get these designs done, these shirts done, and stuff.
Well, listen. I think if you end up getting everything really running and going and all the stuff you talked about, I might know a guy who is interested in maybe working out some kind of a partnership or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But if you ever get things up and going, because we're that's kind of our thing too, is we're trying to grow and
Yeah.
continue to get better and all that. But tell me about the newer business adventure that you're doing right now.
Um. Well,
It
the Coon Dog Outfitters.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that. Um. I'm doing the merch and the hats, and got some tumblers and some little accessories on there. I've got the little cooner accessory for or shirts for the kids,
Oh yeah.
um, and baby, toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
Later, I want to you know, get um get leashes and collars, and I want to have those on hand and kind of I want to do that myself, do the stamping, on the
Yeah,
tag.
yeah.
Um,
Have you looked into much of that at any, kind of greater detail at what it'll take to do that?
um, I know like buying it on those wholesales, like bulk orders of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then just getting they sell them on Amazon, them little tags
Yeah.
and the little stamps that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've been looking on Marketplace because you never know what you find on Marketplace. But I was like, maybe this
That's
stuff
for sure.
on Marketplace. But yeah, I looked into that, doing that, getting replacement collars so you change out the color of your, collar
Yeah.
on your tracker. Um,
So
as a
you're kind of thinking full on hound supply store kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, wanting to get the gear, trackers, um, squallers, just get all kinds. I want it to where I'll be able to have a store, like,
Yeah.
because here in Gilmer, there really ain't nothing around. Like, there's really no, well, I say coon hunting supply store. They've got hunting stores, but they really ain't got no, you know, coon hunting, stuff.
Right.
It's either like 2.5 hours, 3 hours away.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
um, I know Bass Pro here in Tyler, which, they carry the Garmin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So what part of what region of Texas are you in?
in East over, but I'm between Longview and Tyler.
Okay. I got you. Yeah. Because I know maybe it's the northern part of Texas, kind of. Where do they have the Lone Star? Do you know the Lone Star 5000?
Uh,
I can't remember where it's at, but I know there's some good hunting in Texas.
yeah,
Some good
it's
coon
up
hunting.
or up, up a little bit north. But
Yeah.
yeah, they've got some hunts that are there's some down south that they do. Uh,
Mm,
some up by Paris area,
yeah.
uh, Queen City.
I would think there would be, a pretty good market for a store that kind of sells everything that the houndsman needs.
Yeah, there's. I mean, I've looked and looked and looked, and around me, there's there's really nothing. I mean, like I said, it's 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours away.
Yeah.
If you're like, you know, a coon light or, you know, chaps or waiter, like, the
Yeah.
best, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
Yep. And yeah, I'm sure you'd have business for sure. I mean, I got a new pair of chaps and boots doesn't seem like that long ago, and I've already got a hole in the in the toe, and they're leaking water, and so yeah. I think that would be fun. Honestly, that'd be pretty cool business to have, is just selling squallers and tracking systems and all that stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
oh yeah. I what like I know when I was in the duck hunt and stuff, I wanted to make the duck calls, get the acrylic and kind of do the duck calls. It
Yeah.
was an idea, but I know if I'd have probably done it, I'd have been like, yeah, I don't want to do this. It looked easy on videos, but I'm sure it's a little bit more, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I briefly, got on your website and looked, and I need to buy a shirt from you. You got some good shirts. I
Thank
like them.
I
Um,
do something for the whole. I need to put plot on there, or because all I've got is Walker's blue ticks, uh, red ticks, black tans, and red bones, and
yeah.
I know
Can't leave any of the breeds off of there, right?
I do it for the whole community, and I love a walker, but
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. It's just that's the first dogs I hunted with. It's the first dogs that I bought, and
yeah,
it's just, I don't know. It's
that's
hard
all.
to, yeah, yeah. It's hard to turn my back on them now, but
Yeah,
um Well, tell people, where they can, the best ways to find you if they have any questions about, your business, or just kind of plug all your stuff for your business and for you.
Um, all my business, it's on Facebook. I've got a page dedicated, well, really to both of them. If you need an ad, it's Keep 'em Tree Design, and um, my merchandise clothes. It's Coon Dog Outfitters, but on my main Facebook page, I share a lot of it, and it's in my bio. And if you go through, you'll see um, I have my link in there for my website in my bio. Um, so it's I've made it try to make it really simple for people. Pretty
Yeah.
easy for people to find me, and if they have any questions, they can message me.
Yeah.
Um, I've got my main, the ads, and the Coon Dog Outfitters messenger always open.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess now's the time. If you know, give me some stories. I think a lot of people love hearing good coon hunting stories. Coon hunters, I believe, are well known probably amongst the fishermen's and fishermen of the world, the fibbers, storytellers. Treed 20 coons last night, stuff like that.
yeah,
So yeah, well, give me some good stories, whether it's about your dad or whoever.
man, Dad's probably gonna kill me telling this story, but it is too funny to share. Like not to share. Um, Here in Texas, they have a tiger farm, and
Yeah.
this when I think Mom was either pregnant with me or she had already had me. But she had went with him, and she's in the truck, and over here by the tiger farm. This was, like I said, years ago. I'm 27, so a couple tigers had got out, and over there by it's kind of like public land, and they
Hmm.
couldn't, find the tigers and all, and so Dad goes out there and he's hunting. And back then, I say back then, but they had them big old like car batteries, talking about the big old batteries on the hip, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah. The belt light with the cord, and yeah, yeah.
he had that, and he was out in the woods, and he'd done cut his dog loose, and he he said he was easy, because he was like, "What one of these tigers are out here?" And he he was sitting there, and he heard do 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 like a drum, and
Hmm.
he his light started to go out. It started to go dim and then come back.
Oh gosh.
And so he keeps hearing that do 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 like that drum.
Hmm.
And he he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's one of these tigers." And so he had the 22 where you had to dig the hole out.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
so he he's sitting there and he's trying to mess with this light, and he's getting scared because it's getting louder. It's like getting louder and louder. And he's like messing with this light, messing with this light. Well, then his light goes out, and then he said it's quiet, and he said he got his light on, and he's like looking up in the trees, and he's got this game plan. If one of these tigers, he said, it's up in this tree. If this tiger jumps out on me, I'm gonna shove this gun down his throat, and I'm gonna shoot it. And so he messing
Hmm.
with his light, messing with his light. His light goes out. Well, then it's loud, and then he hears something behind him. When he gets his light working, he turns it on. It was an emu face to face with him, and he took off
uh,
running. And when he was
uh,
running, he fell, got tripped up, took off running. His light come off, so he's running and he's hollering. Well,
oh,
something kept hitting him in the back of the leg, so he gained another 10 yards, and he's running. And it was light that come off, and it was smacking him in the back
uh,
of the leg and
yeah.
stuff. But he just
Uh,
and he done left the dog out there. And
yeah.
I mean, he got the dog back, of course. But my mom said she heard like faint holler, and she looked up. She said, "All I see is the light through the woods doing this, and your daddy's running, and he's hollering."
Uh,
And mom was telling me the story about it. She said your daddy still thinks that them tigers was out there. She said, I didn't tell him, but they done killed them tigers because they, they couldn't capture them. So
Yeah.
they put them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but
Oh my gosh.
he thought that he thought one of them tigers, and what it was one of them emus that was in his face out there.
Oh, man, I wouldn't even have been out in the woods at all, knowing there was some tigers on the loose.
I mean, that man's crazy. He's just, but yeah, there's no way because we got mountain lions around here, and so it
Mhm.
scares me. You know, I get which I'm a mom. I guess your wife will understand what I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
How our brain is like that with my dogs, and I always think of the worst scenario. I don't know why, but I'm like, what if one of these mountain lions get on my dog? Like even like duck hunting, I always thought gators because we got big old gators out there or in
Yep.
Arkansas, and I always thought like I always had a game plan too. I guess if a gator tried to get my dog, I was finna unload my shotgun on this gator,
Yeah.
but no,
Your
yeah,
your dad told me that he told me a couple stories, and I'm like, yeah, them gators and stuff down there, I'm not used to that. He's like, yeah, you ought to come down and go hunting with me sometime, and I still intend to. I'd like to, but I'm thinking, I don't know, this gators and a
yeah,
lot of uh rattlesnakes and
yeah.
ah
Um, hunting, I don't. Here Sabine where the story I just told you where dad was at, that's where he was at, was Sabine River, and they've got it's like wetlands out there, and there's a few people from here that go hunt out there, and I'm like, y'all have at it, because I ain't gonna hunt out there till it's cold till the gators are hibernating.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't, you know I it scares me because, like I said, they got channels up through there, and I got to googling, and a couple years back they had killed a big old 12-foot gator out of there, out of that river out there, and I was like, man, my dog go across the channel or something like that, or hit I'd lose it, because I
Ah, yeah.
I can't. That's
I
I
I
try to
don't
stay.
think I could either.
I like a big old open, like the woods. I'll take my chances with the snake, but
Yeah.
and I like snakes, but I mean it is crazy because I'd be out there walking in, chest deep water, hip deep water, duck hunting, but um, it's in the back of my mind. Like if I'm walking, I'd have my gun kind of ready, like if a gator come up on me, but
Yeah.
yeah, well, no hunting in the summer, summertime, and I try to stay clear from the water. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys down there in the South are definitely some tough hunters. It would be a lot harder to hunt dogs in the summer, and just dealing with all the things that can kill a dog
Yeah.
as what you guys got to deal with, snakes and gators and all that stuff. So yeah.
Like during summertime, I'd let him treat. Which Whiskey, he's older, so he's kind of a one and done kind. He's I feel like that cancer's kind of brought him down a little bit. It's probably me too, spoiling him, but he he'll treat one or two times. But this last time, I gave him a steroid for his you know it's in his lymph nodes,
Hmm.
but I gave him a steroid before we went hunting, and I ain't lying to you. That dog treed four or five times, and he didn't go far,
Yeah.
but he's normally stays between 400 yards and you
Yeah.
know, or a little bit back, normally to 300, but the farthest he's been, you know, well, I take that back. The farthest he's been for me was 600 when I went with Kendall. We were at with her dog. Her dog had treed, and I looked on, my phone because I use dog truck.
Mm-hmm.
I looked on my phone. He was 600 yards away, and he had treed. but normally he stays pretty close, which I like that.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that's with you being out in the woods with a 2-year-old boy and stuff. I'm sure you're not mad about it when he doesn't get 2 miles away.
Or like, my mom, she'll watch him if I'm, wanting to go out, be out a little bit later. My mom will watch him, and
Yeah,
my friends, we go out there to their place, and they are hoot too. They are funny. Oh my lord, we should have. I swear, we have to have GoPros when we go hunting because it is so funny going with them.
yeah,
I
yeah.
but um,
Well,
yeah,
I tell you, I appreciate you coming on here. I enjoyed the conversation. Your dad and you, good people, and anybody that is needing some ads built or any gear from you, make sure you reach out to Bailey, and I'm sure she'll get you taken care of. And um, you got any kind of final thoughts before we shut this off?
um, I guess if you've got a dream and want to do something like a business or anything, I say pursue it. Go with it, because I mean, even if you just get one or two little sales, man, you're getting sales. Just keep going because it's gonna get better. I know, like starting out these ads, I didn't really have that many, and like I said, I just started, and then people started messaging me, and I started getting messages quite almost every day,
Yeah,
different ads. So if you want to start a business, do it. I mean, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Look into it. There's so many different ways, start a business. But yeah, I say
yeah,
do it. Don't give up.
yeah. That's kind of crazy how the advice you just gave there, which is great advice, it can apply to so many different things in life. It can apply to dogs that you're training. It can apply to life itself, just like you said, with business and family and all that. So that's great advice, and I appreciate it. So,
Yes.
well, thank you very much for coming on here. I really enjoyed it, and um, we'll have to do this again sometime. Best
Yes.
of luck. Best of luck with the businesses. Let me know if there's anything I can ever do to help or in any way. So good luck with Max too. I'm sure he's going to be a good one, and
I hope so.
um, just takes time.
Oh yeah. I'll slide some merch to you and your wife and your little one's way. Get her some
I'll,
little tuner outfits.
hey, I'm sure she would love that. I appreciate that. So, yeah, thank you again, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yes, sir.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
There you go. I enjoyed that conversation. Good people, Bailey and her dad, and um, just a refreshing conversation just to talk about um, dogs and training and life in general. So appreciate her coming on here to do that, and make sure everybody hit that like and subscribe button. Check us out on all social medias, and um, you can listen to this podcast anywhere where you get your podcasts. Go on YouTube and watch it. We've got more CCS matches coming up, and doing a lot of good things here, and it wouldn't be possible without everybody watching and listening. So don't hesitate to direct message us if you have any questions about the channel, about what we're doing. If you want to send any thoughts and comment on what we're doing, just send us a message. So thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.